Casino. Culture 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 Casino. Oh. Culture Casino. Culture Casino. Culture Casino. Oh. Culture Casino. 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 Oh.
Greetings, everybody. Happy Saturday to you. It is November 2nd, 2024, closing in on some fateful days in front of us that'll likely be filled with much, much chaos and lies. Yay. But before we get there, we're here and we have a lot to talk about. I, of course, am a non-professional, overqualified newsreader on Saturday mornings where we talk about the stories that are up and around. That's right. My unqualified nature is fantastic. It's extraordinary. It's wonderful. And it's all here for your benefit. We're going to cover some stories today, and then we're going to head on over to Salty Nerd Podcast, where I'm actually a guest of honor today. Well, actually, not even that. I'm a host, apparently. The guest is somebody extra special. You're going to want to hang around for that one. So do check that out. Salty Nerd Podcast, an automatic redirect from here. I don't want to be too comfortable this morning. Again, I have to work for a living. That's right. It's called non-professional, overqualified newsreader. That's me right here. And you are there. So let's say hi to each and every one of you. So many of you walked through the door this morning nice and early like Virtual Skies Studios. Happy Saturday to you, my friend. We got the lovely Jill Powers out there wrenching away, wondering when I was going to go live. Well, here I are. And we got Q2Cast TV. Happy Saturday, all. Toho has announced a new Godzilla movie is in the works. And at the helm is director of Minus One, as well as Happy 70th Birthday, Godzilla, on November 3rd. That's right, mañana. We'll talk about that. Who else is out there? We've got Tom F. Hell, hey, Tom F. What's up? Be mo better, gonna be mo better. I bet. Good to see you on the green machine. We got Low Spec Linux Gaming over there. And congratulations once more. We've got our good friend Tender Warrior 68. Greetings, happy splendiferous Saturday. The Union. What's going on? How you doing, buddy? Hope you're doing well. We got Ruby Hoove listening. Well, just be safe, please. Joseph A is out there in the world. We got the world famous Judicon. What's going on, Judicon? And Kahua Corey. Hello, Kahua Corey. Why is the print so small? Did I accidentally turn a knob? I think I probably did. All right, let's try that again. Who else is out in the world? Ninja Cat. Who blocked my other account? What? Who would block you, bud? I wish I knew who this was. Scott Westbrook is here and very generous, I see, this morning. We got Fresh Snow. Fresh Snow. And this is amazing. We've got lovely people out there in the world hanging out early in the morning. Hey, Av, what's up? And the Bosco scenario. What's up, Guy Scar? Hope you're doing well. Frank's here. Frank's here. I imagine other people are sneaking around, lurking in the back, but not Ruby Hoove, who gives a culture casino membership to Michael Kunkel. Thank you, thank you. And of course, the great Scott Westbrook with that super duper sticker. It's a lovely good job, Shiba Inu. I love that. Y'all are great. Thanks for contributing in the morning. We do have some stuff, some things, some stuff and things. Um, Look, there are always stories that are global. There are always stories that are going to leak out into the world. There's nothing you can do about it. Nothing anybody can do about it. And even if you're British, you can't stop it. You can't stop the rock. So let's jump into our first story, shall we? It's interesting, like I said, coming out of the UK news, bad news, I would think, for somebody realizing that the gravy train going off the rails on a gravy train is ending. Uh, that was supposed to be a joke, probably not much of one. Again, all I am is I am a professional, overqualified newsreader on YouTube. That's right, and these are pieces of news from mainstream publications, authoritative sources, if you will. That's right, because apparently I need to be very authoritative when I deliver information from places that are regurgitating information that they've already doctored up. So let's jump in. Here we go. King Charles has cut off his brother. Hey Andrew, no more cash, bro. Yeah, you were being too palsy with that Epstein people, and people saw you, and they know what you were doing, buddy. That's right. Yeah. So the backlash over the Epstein friendship has cost him his cash. Prince Andrew has not seen financial support from his brother, or has seen financial support from his brother cut off. The Daily Mail newspaper reports, which actually pulled up just in case. Andrew, who was second in line to the British throne when born in the 1960s, has seen his standing fall dramatically since his non apology for his former friendship with, Island Boy. And that emerged in a BBC interview in 2019. Actually, it emerged much sooner than that. It's just the public became aware of it. Amongst a lot of other things as well. The resulting outrage saw him stripped of military titles, yeah, patronages, and forced to step back from public life. However, he continued to live in a royal home west of London and receive £1 million a year. That was an allowance from the royal purse. Now, the Daily Mail newspaper reports that King Charles has broken his brother's financial ties and instructed royal accountants to cease payments of his allowance. The Mail quotes an updated biography by royal author Robert Hardman, who writes that Andrew is no longer a financial burden on the king. Whoo! Ouchie. 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 Good morning, Courtney. Good to see you. That's wild, right? Pretty wild, I would say. Well, let's see how much more wild it gets. We can actually check out the story from the Mail directly by doing this. And there we go. Up-ba-da-ba. There you are. There they are. There everybody is. Look at that. So Charles finally cuts off Andrew's cash. Plus, read more Harry and Meghan revelations in a new landmark book. Serialized by these lovely folks at the Mail. So, officially cut off, an updated thing, just like they said. In recent weeks, he instructed the keeper of the privy purse, the monarch finance director, to sever his beleaguered younger brother's annual personal allowance, believed to be in the region of £1 million a year, and no longer uh, provide his seven-figure private security detail. Whoa. The Duke is no longer a financial burden to the king. And there's the book. Yeah, there's a really old guy. Hmm. Yeah, the king, who's also made it clear that he wishes to see Andrew move out of his vast 30-room mansion at Windsor, Royal Lodge, has now placed the ball firmly back in his brother's court. In doing so, Hardman also reveals for the first time, made good on his late mother's determination to solve the Andrew issue once and for all. Goodness. Mm. Indeed, impeccably placed sources reveal that had she lived another year, Queen Elizabeth, who had long been accused of being reluctant to take action against her rumored favorite son, would have forced him to leave the family home and downsize to Frogmore. I want to say that says cottage. I'm big in this. Yeah, Frogmore Cottage. There we go. To the former home of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. Ooh, that's spicy. An updated edition of Hardman's Best. I don't know, is it his best? I wouldn't know. Is it his best work? Of Hardman's best-selling biography, King Charles III. The inside story, which was published earlier this year, is now being brought out in hardback with extra material and 3 chapters packed with fascinating detail. Ooh, gonna sell the book again. Royal insiders have also hit back at the suggestion that they failed to help Meghan when she joined the royal family, saying she threw their offer back in their faces. They insisted, far from throwing the Duchess to the wolves, as she had suggested, they did everything in their power to help her, and it was she who said no. Well, we're back to he said, she said, and only one of them has any real power. Anyway, regardless, I thought that'd be an interesting conversation to have. Not many people are Anglophiles or people who appreciate studying what's happening in the UK as far as the royals go, but it's worth mentioning that the former Duke and Duchess of Sussex have pieced out to the United States, and I have to tell you, the family's coming clean about a lot of stuff on the inside, saying, "Yeah, we don't want any part of these people now." If you were going to be a princess, and I wouldn't know, but if you were going to be a princess, don't you think you would try to take princess lessons and follow their suggestions? I mean, they have been doing it for a few hundred years, so maybe they would know, but I guess not. Anyway, what a weird story to start the day off with. I'm sorry, but I thought it appropriate. Let's see who else is out there. We had a lot of people join us while I was chatting away, like Liberty Hall's cat. Joining remotely. Have a good stream. Well, thank you. Be safe. Dengar Renegade. Hello. I think I said hi to Fresh Snow. Ninja Cat says, I can't chat on any stream. No emails as to why. Any ideas? I really don't know. This has been happening to a lot of people. I mean, Davina went through something similar. Ninja Cat took like, I don't know, 2.5 weeks for that to get resolved. It's very strange. Aquí de habla. Uh, what am I saying? I don't know. Justin, I just speak in English. Speaking to English. Um, I'm assuming you're Putin's cat, my friend, but if that's the case, I don't know. You have not been banished from this channel or anything. I don't know what's going on. I can look it up. I mean, I don't banish hardly anyone. I think I've only ever like done that, and only one of those people remained permanently blocked. So that's strange, my friend. I don't know. Don't know. So I'm sorry for that. Sergeant Giratina, I saw. Real Wade, I saw. We had a few other folks roll through. That is so nuts. I don't know what's going on. Any stream. That's bonkers sauce, my friend. You didn't get an email, nothing? Oh, wait. Is one of those tied to a channel? And if so, if you look in the studio, you may have a message from YouTube. You may have sent a baddie word. Sometimes if you say a baddie word that hurts somebody's feelings, they complain and they get you blocked for a day or 2 or 3. Or you may have to take a class on, how not to say a baddie word that might hurt somebody's feels. I'm not kidding. Anyway, my notifications are not coming through. I'm sorry about that, Eldrick Lord Hostar. Uh, we've got Juliet checking in from across the pond. Good day, good morning, good afternoon, Juliet. I hope you're doing well. That's so wild. Keely Chow is here. Roll Tide, my brother. I hope you're doing well. Patrick Bet David said that after the election, Musk will become the most hated person in the U.S. No, only by a handful of ignoramuses. But we'll see. I tell you what, the federal government's going to have to sharpen their pencils if he does, if a certain person wins, because I imagine they're going to be writing off a lot of things and a lot of people really quickly, at least starting in January of next year. John Gibson, good morning. And of course, I said hi to Courtney a little bit ago, a few other folks. Anyway, what do you guys think about this? The fact that the prince is being cut off from his cash flow. Hard to live on that. Kay Roberts is in the house. Whew, the YouTube political ads are not letting up. I tell you what, they are going to continue, my friends. Many much. There's the Union of the Snakes. What's up, buddy? Good to see you. Thanks for popping over on Green Machine Magnifies over there. Yeah, and he even found the stream for me. Thank you, buddy. From a duke to a mere pleb. That's right. Not prince, not duke, but king. I never played that part before. Penny. 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 Good morning, Penny. Wes Trueblood the third. How you doing? I hope you're having a great weekend. I hope everybody has a great weekend. I hope you're having a great weekend so far. I'm still having the morning part of the weekend. Juliet, though, is having the afternoon part of the weekend over where she is. So I hope you're having a great day. Who we got? Who we got? We got Olaf. And we've got Larry. Larry, a name so nice you say it twice. Anybody care about the Anglophile story? Probably not. I'm not George. I can't talk about the Royals and, have 100,000 views. I mean, I guess I could, but it'd take a lot of work. I'm interested in working. Conrad Smith, hello and good morning. All right. Who else is out there? Lots and lots of folks. Lots of folks. We got Dawn. Good morning, Dawn Q. Dawn of mutilation. Oh, well, that's not quite the good morning. I hope your day is good. Cognitive Nomad, how you doing? A couple other folks rolling in. Haven't seen it in a hot minute. Man. All right, let's get into the next story because it's Saturday, which means we have more than one story. We always have more than one story. We got another one. And then we have after we're done today, we are going over in a single file line. I know. Okay, it doesn't have to be single file, but we're going over in a line to Salty Nerd Podcast because today's going to be a really big show. So anyway, all kinds of restaurants are closing. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but like places that you used to eat, they may not be there anymore. It's happening across the entire country, and very, very bad news indeed. Getting tired of it, actually. It is. It's rather concerning if you look at the economy as a selection of various industries that have to keep people employed, which means that people have to like buy their goods and services. Which there's a lot of things here that I know you guys all understand, but it's wild what's happening, which is it's disconcerting. Scaff, what? It's Saturday? No way. No, truly it is. Yeah, let's jump into this. I think it'll be a lot of fun. Boom. That's right. Wendy's. That's right. The hamburger joint. Wendy's to close 140 restaurants by the end of the year. Okay, we're in November. That's less than 2 months now. This was published at the wee hours of the morning. This is bad news. If you think the economy's great, kids, it ain't. Don't let them lie to you, please. It's too frustrating what's going on. really is. They have square patties. I love square patties, right, Larry? They stick out a little bit on each side of the bun. Kind of gives you an idea where you should be holding it, you know? I think, anyway. Angela Richter responds with a Culture Casino membership. That's right. Look, if you want to respond in any way, responding with a membership, that's the right plan. Thank you, Angela, for that. Bagel says they already closed at least 20 in Arizona. Wow, Bagels. I did not know that. That's nut bar. That's crazy. Staten Island is getting a Jersey Mike's. Ooh, yummy. A Raisin Canes and twos. Aldi's is great. Okay, the Aldi's is going to work good. Um, yeah. I'm not sure I can agree, Ninja Cat, that this is cyclical at this point. Um, the number of restaurants have been closing, and they're all different types, all over the place. If you look at where their focus, a lot of the areas are places where they can't compete any longer. Um, they were fine, and then a lot of things changed financially. Sometimes is the minimum wage, sometimes other things, but it is what it is. Um, we're starting to see this happening left and right, though. They announced a closing of 100 in May, so 240 this year. Whoa, that's no bueno. Anyway, continuing on with the story because I'm not giving it proper news reader service, I should say. Wendy's is closing those restaurants by the end of the year. Let's see. Chipotle's bringing back bigger portions after criticism from customers. Yeah, because you're skimping out. It's called shrinkflation in that case. And McDonald's plans to bring back customers. Cheaper food. It actually worked in the last quarter. Look at their earnings. Nearly 80% of Americans now consider fast food a luxury due to the high prices. Now, that's laughable. Fast food went from being a staple requirement for households that were on the run and on the go now to a luxury. 80% say luxury. Have you ever had fast food? Did it seem like a luxury to you? I've had luxury food. But fast food giant Wendy's is shuttering 140 underperforming locations through the end of 2024 as it looks to improve its restaurant footprint and overall system health. Okay. To counter the closures, though, the Ohio based company is working to replace many of these units with new restaurants at better locations with significantly improved sales and profitability. How are they going to do that? Less people, more robots. That's right. The company thoroughly reviewed individual restaurants to ensure they meet sales expectations and are profitable enough to support growth. This is a lot of excuses. Every company's done this from the beginning of time. You evaluate whether or not a given location is valuable or not. They're not saying we're going to replace these restaurants one for one. Of course not, because they don't intend to. They may eventually if the economy gets better, but we'll have to see. He says, when I think about, I think when you think about strengthening our system, you look at the brand that's 55 years old, and some of those restaurants are just out of date. Well, I have to tell you, some of the quaint, out of date stores have much more appeal than some of the modern ones that look like they could be, anything at this point. They could be an office at that point. So the footprint optimization is part of the slate of initiatives, meaning they're going to make them smaller, leaner, cleaner, and less people. Noticing I'm returning to the less people theme here. The company didn't disclose where the closures will be, but Tanner noted that it's not and it's not one particular area. No, it's going to be all of the stores that aren't managing to be profitable because of the situations they've been hung with. California is probably not going to get anywhere near the number of stores returned if they have stores pulled out. They're just too darn expensive. Um, but they're going to try to accelerate their growth rate of 3 to 4% in 2025. You can't grow if you're shrinking that much, but we'll keep an eye out. 240 stores is a lot. Globally, okay, here you go. So by the end of 2024, the company said it will have opened more than 500 new restaurants over the last 2 years. That's 250 a year. Tanner said it also is using data to drive insights to target high growth trade areas as it continues to open new locations. The company says it's on track to reach 250 to 300 openings for the full year globally. Magic words. Um, Wendy's is among the growing number of chains that have been trying to lure customers back through a slew of promotions. Well, just make the food cheaper. That solves a huge problem. Um, so, yeah, there's that. The revenue for the quarter came in above analysts' expectations, notching 566 million, or a 2.9% increase from last year. Too bad that the prices went up much more than that. That's not a way you're gaining ground. Anyway, I thought that would be a conversation to have around the fact that you're seeing more and more restaurants close. You're seeing some reopen, but not all. And when they talk about adding numbers, they're adding numbers globally. Mm. Coffee. What else we got? Union, I will figure out how to make you a mod over there after the stream. I can't do it in the stream. um, Notice the buildings look like prisons, says John the Beagle Dad. Yeah, a little bit. Rob Alta says, I went to MCD's yesterday, Mickey D's yesterday for lunch. Rarely do, but craved a soft serve ice cream. There was only one car in the drive through at 12:15 p.m. Yeah, yeah. Hey, I look, Ninja Cat. I mean, if you are a gold tier member, my friend, you can actually watch a movie with Comics and I every other Tuesday night. We just had Spooky Month, so we did, I think, two, four, five, five. No, wait, five. We did 6 movies in the month because we did 2, double features. And, yeah, if you join on Tuesday nights, every other Tuesday night, if you're a gold tier member, you'll get a notification in the YouTube notifications, giving you the information to sign up. And you can, check that out and have just a lovely time with us. Pretty soon it will expand. I think it's already expanded to, Comics Division's website, and pretty soon it will be expanding to mine when mine opens. So there's that. I'm also going to start doing memberships through the website, which I think is not just a novelty, but probably a way that'll make it easier for me to offer you a bunch more stuff. Um, I really like that idea. I've noticed that a lot of people have been doing it. I think Jeremy from the Quartering is doing it the right way. I'd like to mimic that, so we'll see. I'm also going to try to work on making things into what do you call it? Podcast style, a little bit more easily acquired from various places. So there's that. Anyway, so that was Wendy's. And again, it's not all that dissimilar with other restaurants. We've had a ton of closes. We've seen some just, whittle down. John, don't worry about the membership, my friend. I was just mentioning it as an option. That's all. Wait, actual theaters? Wait, doing that would be bonkers going to an actual thing. Yeah. Um you go to a theater, put on glasses, and you're part of the actual experience with strangers. That'd be pretty wild, right? That is a wild idea. It's a good idea. It's a wild idea. Interesting. Yeah, don't sweat the memberships, guys. Seriously, if you can, that's great. If you can't, you can be gifted. You can be gifted the base level, and I appreciate that as well. Um, yeah. So you're at home. Yeah, I think you're right. I think augmented reality is on the horizon, my friend. I really do. All right, we're going to jump into a Warren Buffett story. Unless you guys have some thoughts on that. The Mickey D here cannot staff fully. Young people don't want to work for minimum wage. Minimum wage used to be able to help buy a car or gas. They do not think it's worth it. Well, they have no goals. This is the other thing, right? Okay, so when I was a kid, freedom and liberty came with mobility. Mobility you could acquire. You just had to put a little elbow grease in on top of your schoolwork and extracurricular. There's the word activities. So if you did that, you were able to drive around in an automobile. I thought that was fair trade, So I would go and work just enough to buy insurance, gas, and to fix up my car. Spent a lot of money on my car, so that I could drive around in high school, starting at the very age that I could, 16. And from that point forward, I've been mobile ever since. It does come with an obligation. For guys, we used to be able to work on our vehicle from ground to roof. Now you can't. Well, at least not new vehicles. Older vehicles you still can. You can maintain your vehicle and keep it in great shape, and that's a very good thing. So, but kids don't think that way anymore. They have an electronic device in their pocket that basically makes them a zombie, for lack of a better way to say it. In fact, I think all of us have zombie time regularly when it comes to that. We used to think of the television as the zombie box. Now it's that darn phone. And that phone will wreck you. Obviously you can get all kinds of information from it that isn't necessarily the best. You can get all kinds of other things from it that aren't necessarily the best. Um, but that's where we are in life. So yeah, I can understand kids don't think it's worth it, but it is to me. Um, 11 Alpha says, may I say I despise Warren Buffett? Hey, I understand. But we're talking about him for a really weird reason. So I think that may be intriguing. Yeah, these kids don't even want their licenses. Yeah, I know that's nuts. I'm like, okay, well, no mobility. Um, what else we got out there? Oh no, Jonathan Earl. I totally understand that. A lot of people are bicycle people, younger people especially. Um, and it's no problem if you live in an urban area that's that tightly packed that it doesn't take much to get from here, there, to everywhere. Um, and it also depends on, again, maybe the country that you're living in, oftentimes. But here in the states, everything's so spread out. I mean, it's miles and miles of houses just to get to where most jobs are. So, and if you ever want to be enterprising or start a business, that's a consideration. But yeah, I have a friend who rode the bicycle basically probably until this very moment in time. Not much of a car person. Rob Alta says, today's cars cannot be repaired at home by teenagers like we used to. I used to fix my own car whenever possible. Yeah, I think we all did, and it was very helpful. I had oodles and oodles of manuals for the vehicles that I owned. It would allow me or repair manuals, not just the manuals for the car, but the repair manuals. I would do that. Yeah. Justin Channel says this generation will be perfectly happy to not travel far, just like oh yeah, I know, just like the evil people in Davos want them to. Planes are getting smaller, flights are going to be fewer people. Yeah, I don't think you're going to have that, Justin. I think a referendum on that is happening right now. At least I hope so, because they're going to probably allow me to opt out of the system. We'll see. Um, yeah, yeah, you have to be pretty dense in cities. Yeah, like New York City, Los Angeles. I mean, there's areas. There were parts of Southern California where it's just dense enough, but just kind of open enough. San Diego specifically, but most of the areas along the beach cities down there in the south of the state were fine. Now you can't go very far without running into humanity, which is a big problem, and sometimes that humanity is stationary. Well, oftentimes now, and set up in a tent on the frickin' sidewalk. Venice has big problems. I'm so bummed. Anyway, we got our friend Captain Phantom Nerd out there. Olaf's wrenching away. Is Culture Boss there? I don't know. Culture Boss was doing stuff today. Snakes and funerals, not on my block. Well, good. On that note, we're going to jump into the next story. As I said, it's a little bit of a Warren Buffett feel to it. Okay, it's a lot of a Warren Buffett feel to it. And there's a reason because it features Warren Buffett. But also, it's an interesting idea that's happening right now. And usually he has a good idea for doing what he does. And in this case, he's sitting on over 325 billions in cash, and he keeps selling off Apple stock. Uh-oh. If I were Apple, Should I be worried? So Warren Buffett is now sitting on 325 billion cash after continuing to unload billions of dollars worth of Apple and Bank of America shares this year and continuing to collect a steady stream of profits from all of Berkshire Hathaway's assorted businesses without finding any major acquisitions. Yeah, I get it. Berkshire said it sold off more Apple shares in the third quarter after having its massive investment on the iPhone maker last quarter. The stake valued at 69.9 billion at the end of September, which remains Berkshire's biggest single investment, but it has been cut drastically since the end of last year when it was worth 174.3 billion. Berkshire said Saturday that investment gains again drove its third quarter profits skyward to 26.25 billion or $18,272 per class A share. A year ago, unrealized paper investment losses dragged the Omaha, Nebraska-based conglomerate's earnings down to a loss of 12.77 billion or 8800 per share. Buffett has long recommended that investors pay more attention to Berkshire's operating earnings if they want to get a good sense of how the businesses it owns are doing because those numbers exclude investments. Berkshire's bottom line profit figures can vary widely from quarter to quarter, along with the value of its investments, regardless of whether the company bought or sold anything. Anyway, the four analysts surveyed by FactSet Research predict that Berkshire would report operating earnings of $7,335.11 per Class A share. Berkshire's revenue didn't change much at 92.995 billion. A year ago, it reported 93.21 billion. See, even the economy is getting them. That number was ahead of 92.23 billion. And again, they own a lot of stuff, right? They own any number of businesses, insurance companies, et cetera, et cetera. I just find it fascinating that he's sitting on a giant stack of cash. He's not doing anything with it. What's he going to buy? What does he think is going to happen in the economy? What does he think will happen with inflation going forward? Why does he feel so comfortable leaving so much money out of play? A lot of good questions there, I think. Again, he's a good direction. He's a good weather vane to pay attention to. I think anyway. I want to say thank you again to Ruby Hoof, Angela Richter, and to Liberty Hall's cat, who sent a $5 super chat, which I put a heart on. Let me see if I can pull that up. Super duper chat that says, should count his blessings songs. Could be the first get free boarding in the Tower of London since 1940s. Oh, I missed this. This was too timely. It was 17 minutes ago, and it was wonderfully directed at the current occupant. Well, I guess the exiting occupant of the estate and the relocation to the cottage. So we'll see what happens from there. They aren't going to make him homeless. They just aren't going to take very good care of him. Ugh. Anyway, back to that. I always find Warren Buffett kind of a strange weather vane to look at. Maybe I'm just weird. Weird. Um mm. More Apple stock for George Lucas to buy. Certainly. Certainly. I just don't understand why he would do that. Fairfax County, Virginia officials virtue signaled by dozing off a number of travel lanes. Oh, dousing off travel lanes to put in bike lanes that no one uses due to the weather and travel distances. In other words, they have people setting up tents there probably. Oh, here's a good question. Actually, I've got to get that Alarmo video out for that game place, but it says, "What does Culture Boss think of Alarmo by Nintendo?" It's fine. It works. It's more roundly annoying, but it works. I'm going to say this. I mean, mostly it's kind of directed at me, so it just gets me up. It's great. It's great in the morning. Aaron Ratliff, what's up? Says if Buffett is dumping stock like that for cash, then he knows something bad is coming. Sounds like early 2020 when a bunch of top 20 CEOs retired uh, and politicians sold their stock. Well, let's see. We were talking, we commented at the time, I think, before I even had a channel, that a lot of executive level people, CEOs, were bailing because of what was about to come, amongst other reasons. They took their cash and ran. But we'll see. I mean, we'll see what happens from there. Yeah, if you're concerned about inflation, you don't sit on cash, which is the whole question that I was saying. What does he think is going to happen with inflation? He doesn't think it could hurt him. Does he think it's finally dropping? Is he predicting deflation? I don't know. Holy cow, Captain Phantom Nerd rolls through with a giant wad of cash. Captain Phantom, that is incredibly generous. 10 Culture Casino memberships. Thank you for that. Wow. Much appreciated. Look at all those names. Aaron Pipes, uh, Sudaba, James Fields, Gamer, Baggins and the Banshee, Mike, Diglio, Robbie Olson, Sassy Lass, Frosty, and John Ratfink. Thank you. Wow. Lots of gifties. Goodness, I don't even know how to respond to that. Captain Phantom Nerd, I tell you what, this cheddar is for you.
Oh, man, that's some sweet cheddar. Guys. Yeah.
That's right. Thank you, Captain Phantom Nerd. I think everybody shares in my joy and celebration. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you very much. Oh, amazing. Hey, Lasher's here. Da-da-da-da. A lot of people. Closing. Okay. Da-da-da-da-da. Amazing how a two-word change, weird, has entered the zeitgeist lexicon and carry so much meaning with so kind effort. Yeah, I know. Which I think is great. You know, if anything, we can now just refer to the evil lady that created that opportunity. So there's that. He's making fallout shelters. uh, Greg C says, Merry weekend. Merry weekend indeed. Barlow Bella points out something that I admire. Warren Buffett lives very modestly. Yeah. At what point do you not have like enough? You know, he's decided that it's a reasonable amount. Again, I appreciate there are a lot of people out there not fans. That's okay. But the guy does it his own way. Congratulations to him. Everscale, what's up? Oops, that is not coffee. That was the backside of coffee. We really didn't have a lot of show today. I got what, two more stories? Wild. Oh, culture. Speaking of London, London calling and cheddar. Did you see the article about the big cheese heist in the UK? I heard something about this. I don't recall specifically the story, but it's wild. Wait, who has good tools but they're way too much? Oh, craftsmen are great tools. That's true. All right, let's get to it. We've got another story I want to get to. This one also strange. I'm finding strange things indeed. Most peculiar, mama. Nothing you can do that can't be done. Except replace something on the indexes. This I think Putin and others will appreciate, and especially Putin, who's not here. Um, Nvidia replaces Intel on the Dow index in AI-driven shift for semiconductor industry. Well, guess who's always talking about Nvidia? The cat. That's right. He's here under a new name, Ninja Cat, and it's saying Nvidia. It really does this. Yeah, yeah. This broke at 7:21 a.m. today, or it was updated, I guess, technically. But yeah, Nvidia is replacing Intel on the Dow Jones Industrial Average, ending a 25-year run for a pioneering semiconductor company that has fallen behind as Nvidia cornered the market for chips that run artificial intelligence systems. Wow. Paint maker Sherwin Williams will also replace chemical company Dow. Wow, they really fell behind among the companies that make up the 30 stock average. Wait till the day that Disney gets pulled down. That's going to happen. S&P S&P Dow Jones indices, indexes, however you want to say it, said Friday that the changes that take effect on November 7 were initiated to ensure a more representative exposure to the semiconductors industry and the materials sector, respectively, which makes sense. You basically have 40, or excuse me, uh, basically have that index, which is essentially 30 stocks that it basically represent all the industries that you are representing in an average. Well, it's actually the floating point is. So it added that because Dow is price weighted, persistently lower price stocks have a minimal impact, which makes sense. Dow is a major producer of chemicals and plastics and unrelated to the similarly named company behind the index, has also been the smallest company on the Dow in terms of market capitalization. So there you go. Pretty wild. So are we going to have to call it the Sherwin Williams Index, not the Dow Jones? Of course not. Anyway, I thought that was kind of funny and very telling. So we've had such a massive shift in semiconductors and in technology and everything else that this is rather wild, I think. I don't know. What do you guys think? You think I'm crazy? Maybe. Maybe. Yeah, and Cognitive Nomad's 100% accurate over there on the green machine, saying that NVIDIA's supersized processors are getting swept up by data centers and clouds. They are. Not to mention the fact, what happens when they make them to the household level on the regular? Amazing. Much less power hungry than the proper GPUs that we have, reportedly. So we'll see. Barton Bella says he's bought his childhood home and lived in it ever since. Warren Buffett is very addicted to being admired. Pride is his vice, I think, for most people. That's interesting. RC's in the house. What's up, RC? Juliet says 337,000 pounds of stolen cheese? Whoo, wow. That is a great cheese heist. Yeah, and see, and our friend Ninja Cat says buy NVIDIA. Well, there you go. No financial advice here, ladies and gentlemen, but there's that. What's up, Vladin Kof Kafaliev? Kafaliev? I hope I said that right this time. Brady's in the house. Good to see you. That's a lot of house to paint. We got a lot of them. Nvidia says, or excuse me, Nvidia, Ninja Cat, might as well say Nvidia, says the biggest weakness is Congress banning them because of ignorance or someone going after Taiwan. Well, there you go. Manufacturing capacity in the United States is improving. That's an entirely other conversation. Hey, Tina Guzman is here. Good morning, dear. Hope you're doing well. NVIDIA CEO had a very fruitful trip to Taiwan recently. Awesome. I know that deal that they made with Musk is substantial. Holy cow. Hey, look, it's Sashi. Greetings, just popping up for a few minutes, heading to bed. I hope you have a wonderful evening, Sashi. Well done. Thank you, RC. Please hit the like button. Lasher, I will try to fish out this cheese story and maybe slap it up on Monday, or maybe on Sunday night. We'll see. I may be hurting for subjects, but I usually have some goofy stuff going on, so that's that. That's some sweet, sweet cheddar. That's right, Rob Altus. Indeed. Thank you again, Captain Phantom Nerd, for that incredible generosity of 10 Culture Casino memberships. My goodness. This is a good question, Freshno. Where can you stash 370,000 worth of cheese? I don't know. Culture has oysters in his pockets. No, I don't, Monkey Jeebus. We got one final story to get to. I saved the best for last, everybody. I think you'll love it. Maybe. I don't know. Got through stories quickly today. Whew. Feel like we were cooking with gas. Look, there's a punching bag in every industry right now, and they used to be a leader, mostly because they decided to follow along with a trend that is proving to be more than a little bit destructive. Yeah, yeah. When somebody tells you that they are interested in social governance, they mean destroying civilization and replacing it with evil. That's what that means. Yeah, ESG, it's pretty easy. Environment, we're going to make it impossible for you to have any level of enjoyment or freedom. Um, Social, we are going to destroy social interaction and any type of interpersonal mediation by simply making it impossible for you to communicate and putting everybody in a bunch of check boxes. And governance, meaning we want to rule over you as plebs. And the handful of us that are supposedly this liberal world order garbage, we're gonna run your life. So there's that. Anyway, anybody who was early on an early adopter in this kind of destroyed their company. Social means yield to authoritarian. That's true. Uh, Boeing was one of these companies. And they, whether or not people admit it or not, or try to shun the idea away, Boeing's problems came about not just because of greed, because there's plenty of that, and many of these other factors. No, no, no. It came about because they adopted these policies from the McKinsey Group, who are liars. I provided some breadcrumbs for a friend of mine who's a journalist yesterday for some of the stories that were coming out that surrounded this and the things that led up to them. Right when the Wall Street Journal destroys the ideas that you had behind this, as well as the fake studies that were put out there as evidence, despite the fact that nobody could replicate them. Um, by the way, that's not empirical data at that point. That's fraud. But Boeing dismantles their DEI department. Bloomberg News reports. Why? Well, remember less than 2 weeks ago, a judge was asking them, "You're going to need to explain this part so we can figure out just exactly how racist you've been treating everybody and everything else. Can you explain these things?" Yeah, lots of stuff is happening around this now, and it's not. It look as it keeps getting called out, and if the wheel keeps grinding back the other way, we will be able to return to an America that's available for an opportunity for everybody, and not just this hand-picked group of check boxes, so they can be overrepresented in the world. So Boeing is having a bad day, let's say, or maybe a good day if you think about it that way. But on October 31st, Boeing has dismantled its global diversity, equity, and inclusion department, Bloomberg News reported on Thursday, citing people familiar with the matter. Did you hear a lot about that? You're going into the last weekend prior to a selection day here in this country. Now, many of us have probably already dropped off and or gone to a polling place and done the very thing that selects leaders, probably. But this is good news. The report said that the staff from Boeing's DEI office would be combined with another human resources team. So they're not really getting rid of it. You're going to have the same stanky thinking. So this isn't going to help. Human resources needs to be reevaluated, retrained, re-educated, or removed because they aren't doing anything for you. In fact, they're working actively against you, especially if you're a given race. The report said that they would be moving on to other areas in the company focused on talent and employee experience. Yeah. Sarah Leong Bowen, who was a vice president in the department, announced earlier in the day on LinkedIn that she had left the company. Oh no. Where are you going to go spread your snake oil now? And your corporate destruction? Don't know. It has been the privilege of my lifetime. Look at how short this was, kids. Look, it has been the privilege of my lifetime to lead equity, diversity, and inclusion at Boeing Company these last 5+ years. Didn't take very long to destroy a company from the inside, folks. It's not taking very long to hurt countries from the inside with this garbage. Our team strived every day to support the evolving brilliance and creativity of our workforce. On Tuesday, Boeing launched a stock offering that could raise up to $24.3 billion as the plane maker looks to strengthen its finances, pressured by a more than 6-week strike by factory workers. Earlier this month, the company said that it planned to cut 17,000 jobs, which represent 10% of its global workforce. Wow, that's a lot. And again, this is basically where it falls off. They don't want to cover any more of this. They want to give you other things. Um, but yeah, make sense of the latest ESG trends. Yes, they're bad for everybody. I don't have to make sense of it. I know. So does everybody here. Anyway, I thought that would be a fun conversation to have, or at least start, um, in that corporations are coming to grips with the fact that this 6 year ish, sometime up to 9 year, maybe even 10 year ish kind of approach to things was a bad idea, Genes. It destroyed their profitability, it destroyed their company, and it may have destroyed the future of said company. A lot of companies got passed by. Ones that didn't care about the bologna sausage that some extremists learned in a educational institution that wants to prize underwater basket weaving as something that's a serious pursuit, just like gender studies, which is ridiculous. Almost said a different word. Um. Anyway, I thought that would be fun. What do you think? You guys think that's that the bigger companies recognizing this garbage for what it is and turning away? Do you think they're going to merely obfuscate the same efforts and not learn? Do you think enough companies have learned that this is bad? I don't know. know. 5 years is too long destroying the company. Yep, 5 years too long destroying the company. I agree. Sounds more like a rebranding of their DEI. I don't know that they can get away with that. Imagine that some of the people are going to say, "Well, this all these policies stayed in place." No, they're going to have to do wholesale redressing, and if they don't, they're screwed. Hey, Anakin Solo's in the house. Yeah, everybody wants to do the rebranding idea, and it's possible. It's just if you rebrand it, you didn't get anything out of it. And look, the ultimate version of this particular monster is called Bridge, and it's instituted at Microsoft. Microsoft is now a fully corrupted company, and it has no. It will eventually just fall apart and try to charge you a subscription operating system. So I'm going to figure out what's the best version of Linux that I can move to and still utilize all my toys and games and everything else, and I'm going to move over there. I'm just done. Windows is purely evil. It's got evil built into it. It also has AI built into it now, and yeah, full garbage. Well, semantics aside, Ninja Cat, because I'm not going to argue based on semantics. I say things a lot of different ways, and so do many other people. Um, somebody hired her to destroy the company. I agree with you. Yeah, well said. Yeah. Oh no, we'll definitely blame the person at the top and the people underneath them. I agree with you. Yeah. Yeah. But the problem is then she brought in people to work with her and to craft out her team. So she's blamable for bringing in people uh, to push Marxism inside their corporation. Just the way it is. The government is. This is a great comment. Thank you. The government is pushing to put Nvidia in here, and I'm with Putin. I'm here with Ninja. I'm going to use that name today. I'm here with Ninja Cat to say that it would be foolish to like outlaw this if you're going to try to make this here. Um, we should be making chips here. There was no reason for us to move any of this stuff out of the country. In fact, I guess that's the whole point. One of the things that will rebuild this country rather quickly is the idea of doing tariffs up to the point where you can maybe even, and it's been suggested, get rid of income tax. Wouldn't it be nice? And then you'd really understand what little you were getting for the money that disappears out of your wallet. Everybody'd have a lot more buying power, and goods and services coming from other countries would still remain inexpensive. You might have marginal increases, but nothing of substantial. And we could rebuild a wealth engine here again. And the rest of the world would look around and go, what just happened? Salt Ed 1 says, is it bad enough yet? Now we're good. We're good. Mac is interesting. Um, there are a lot of toys I can keep, but you may be right. I may not be able to fully do everything that I would have been able to do, but I'll find workarounds. I usually do. Yep. Time to learn Linux. Oh, it's not hard. Is to Phobos DEI. It's a team effort. That's right. We're going to take down this company from the inside. Tender Warriors into it. Yeah, I think a lot of people are going to start migrating over to Leave Me Alone operating system. Well, I really want to change this, Larry, and the only way I can do that is with your help. We've got to grow this channel, build the voices here. We got to grow other channels, build those voices as well. It's a combined effort to overcome, the powers that be with just pure voice. Plus, I'm on the green machine for a reason. I really am. It'll take a while to rebuild over there, but if I'm going to be artificially suppressed places, I got to go elsewhere and start to build. I'm going to have to do some looking and researching into this Ninja Cat. Um, it wouldn't make a lot of sense to do that. What it would make sense to do is not give our tax money away for people to for free build plants here, just to import workers and stuff. That's just as dumb. So maybe there's a healthy in between there. I'd have to take a look at it though, and I will. Political correctness becomes diversity, becomes DEI, becomes bridge, just like socialized medicine becomes single payer, become Medicare for all, just like progressives. Oh yeah, yeah. Really easy to move people into socialism. Our good friend Snakes and Funerals for Two, Culture Casino Cash says this stream could use some music. I wish I had some music to play for you. Let's see, what we got. Um, okay, how about techno? Let's do techno instead. Is that what you're looking for, Snakes? No, not techno. How about this? Video game music? Wop, wop, wop. Oh, my goodness. What a great day it is, though. It truly, truly is an extraordinary day. Thanks to all of you. Uh, look at everybody dancing in the chat. I love it. Yeah, that's nice. Thanks. Well, actually, I have a little surprise for everybody I'm working on in the background here. So don't go anywhere. Don't go. Don't go anywhere. Don't go. Let's see. See if I can make it happen because I want you all to be happy. I want you all to be happy. Because you guys are mean the world to me. We are going to exit in a way that I have never done before on this show. I'm going to pass you over in less than an hour now, and in 40 in excuse me, in 50 minutes. Salty Nerd Podcast is up next. I ran out of stories and I ran out of time, but I'm not running out of here. I'm gonna leave you with something happy, Snakes and everybody else. Yeah, OBS does run on Linux, so I can do most everything. On that note, I'm gonna say this. I love you guys hanging out with me on Saturdays. I love the show. I'm sorry that it varies in length. It just has to do with the number of stories out there and how much time we take on them. We didn't exactly have as many people as normal, but again, it's some of that is my fault for not getting the stream up a couple hours early. But I'm going to do something that you'll appreciate. And it does have a bad word or two in it. So if you have little ears around, you may want to cover them. But I usually end Sunday show in a special way. This will be the first time, probably only time, that I do so. I do want to say thank you to Mark Fields, especially for the super chat today. It blended into the gifted subs because it's blue on my side, and it says "Spread the positivity" for a $2 Culture Cash super chat. Thank you for that. And yes, please spread positivity everywhere that you go if you can. And if not, well, complain intelligently. On that note, oh my goodness, right at the end, the lady that turns everything green and the one that means the world out there to so many different channels. That's right, Jillian N for 10 Culture Casino memberships. And I promise you'll probably see her over there hanging out at Salty Nerd Podcast as well in just about 50 minutes. We're going to end on something special. Jillian, your timing is brilliant. As always, be sure to take care of yourself, take care of others, and until next time, look at all those green names. Thank you, Jillian. You're the best. See ya.
Yeah. Sometimes I get so mad, there's no controlling me. My thoughts get so bad, I'm like, I might grab a bat, I don't know. My wrath, my blood boils over like, oh God, here goes. I lost all feeling from my head to my toes. You said some shit that I can't let go, so just stay tuned for the rest of the show. So have you ever felt betrayed? Switches how you see things, realize something needs change. Cause I know you got me fucked up, let me show you what's up. Cause enough is enough. I'll take a face full of pavement just to make a statement. I know there's no turning back. Oh God, adrenaline wasted, so mad I can taste it. I know there's no turning back. I'll do what it takes, I ain't making mistakes like that. I'll play it on your face just to make you go take it back. I'll lose my shit, I go crazy when I'm mad. And now you go wish you would shut the fuck up real bad. And now that I'm gone, yeah, I know there's no turning back. And now that I'm gone, yeah, I know there's no turning back. I don't fucking take smoke, I'ma poke a hole through you, choking's overdue. Come at me and you won't get any older, dude, crack your holder too. Heating up inside of me, blood so violently, thanks for trying me. Now it's finally time to see how this rivalry becomes a dynasty.